The snack that smiles back goldfish. Yeah! Alright, y'all. Welcome to another Eagles recap. Welcome to another episode, whatever you want to call it, of Twitch. We back like we never left. Where was we? I don't know. Looking under the table for something. Alright, anyway, all jokes aside, it's your boy Bruce Leroy once again. Before we get started with today's Twitch video recap and more NFL news, whatever you want to call it, like, comment, subscribe before I kick y'all ass, bro. Stop playing with me, bro. On some real shit. Nah, I'm playing. Follow all my social medias, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, everything's at I am Bruce Leroy. TikTok is It's Bruce Leroy BIH. And please follow me here on Twitch as well, man. Like, we try to do at least one college football reaction game every Saturday. We try to stream at least one NFL game, preferably the Eagles. And we do the recaps. We talk about the news. We go over highlights. You know what I'm saying? Then when we don't do that, I'll go record some music. I'll go record some skits. You know what I'm saying, for y'all. And just really just have fun with this shit. But nonetheless, we have a lot to talk about. Okay. So I have my notes on. Okay, I'm not going to be able to maintain that accent for the whole damn thing. But look, on some real shit. I got my notes on the right of me. There's a few things I want to get off my chest. I ain't talking about heartburn. Nah, on some real shit. There's a few things I want to get off my chest before we get started. The first thing is this. I'm going to be honest. I put a tweet out about Malik Neighbors. And I said that I've been very critical of him about his on the field. Because, you know, I did a whole video. I got, like, some light backlash for it. Because I didn't like how he was behaving in that first game on the sidelines. So I put a tweet out saying, you know, despite all that, you know, I don't wish injuries on players, which is true. I actually don't. And I said prayers for his full recovery. I'm not going to lie. I'm looking back on it, and it's not like I got backlash for it. Just kind of looking back on it. I think the reason why that I did it, just in case people be like, hold on, let me fix my shit real quick. Let me fix my G. Oh, yeah. So the reason why I said it was because just in case people be like, wait a minute. Was you the same person that was doing, you know, doing X, Y, and Z? Because here's the thing. What the fuck? What got blocked? What? Bro, it's a freaking dance video, man. What the hell? All right, anyway, whatever with that. Whatever. I got distracted. I'm so sorry. I get back on topic. Okay, getting back on topic. Me getting back on track. All right, anyway, real shit. Let's keep the main thing. I had a purpose before I had the pain. Anyway, outside of my weird-ass random jailisms, about the Malik Neighbors thing, I probably low-key regret that tweet. So I tweeted out, despite what I think of him on field, prayers for his recovery. I should have just left it at prayers for his recovery because what I did, here's the thing. It's like, you know how when you tweet something, right? And you're thinking about so much shit about like, oh, what if this person says that? Or what if this, instead of me just tweeting out just like, yo, prayers for his recovery. So if my tweet, for those that run across it, whatever the case may be, and just understand there was no malice. I was just being honest. I was being candid and be like, you know what? Yeah, I was critical about his on-the-field play. I'm an Eagles fan. Obviously, we're going to talk shit about the Giants rivalry and stuff like that. But I don't want to see guys get injured. I don't like to hear news about guys getting injured. I don't give a damn if it's a Cowboy, whatever the case may be. I always want guys to go in the season healthy. Like, we're gonna talk. I'm going to talk my shit. I'm going to be super competitive. But at the end of the day, I'm all about guys, you know, staying healthy. And you know, I don't want to see nobody get hurt. To me, it's not that serious. It's a game to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Eagles are my favorite team. I'm not a gang member. You understand where I'm coming from? So, you know, it's just if y'all happen to run across it, just know it was no malice. Whatever, fucking move on. Just understand this. There was no malice behind that tweet. It was just me trying to clear things up which I probably shouldn't have even added that sentence in there, but there's no malice or ill intent behind that tweet. It literally was just like, yo, it really was about, okay, prayers for his full recovery. I just shouldn't have added that extra detail in there. I was just trying to cover my bases. So like, oh yeah, he was talking about, but yeah, that's different. Me addressing what he's doing on the field is different from being personal. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm going to move forward with that. So there's been some things. So also prayers out for Joe Alt as well. And anybody got hurt over the weekend. There was some Ravens players. You know, just everybody across the league wishing everybody a full and speedy recovery. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to single nobody. They're like, what about me? What about him? No, like everybody who got injured, who dealing with stuff, prayers out for y'all recovery. All right. So Cam Ward had a press conference. I could tell you what he said, but I think it'd be more entertaining to play it and then react to it. And we are going to do the Eagles recap. Obviously, I just want to... All right.
I mean, if we keeping the buck right now, we ass. So we 0-4. We have... This one, we got nothing to lose. We dropped a quarter of our games, and we've yet to do anything. So we have to lock in. I mean, if we keeping the...
Okay. So... There was some interesting conversation about this. I watched the clip on Nightcap. It was like running like 10 to 15 minutes. And Shannon Sharp said some things that you really can't dispute. I think when you're a quarterback, you're seen as the leader of the football team. They did put a C on his chest. And obviously there's some level of professionalism that you have to maintain. To me, first off, I think Cam Ward is a very talented guy. I think some of the Titans receivers have been very disappointed in their performances, and that's not to say that he can't work on some things himself. But I do think that his receiver's been selling, no question about it. And you know, the Titans are pretty much in rebuild mode, so they gotta start this whole thing from scratch. And so, honestly, I understand what Shannon Sharp was saying, and I don't think it's anything that you can really dispute. Because, and then he said something about, oh yeah, I want you to go to your job and say the same thing. Here's the thing at the end of the day, right? And I know what y'all gonna say. Man, how you gonna tell a Hall of Fame what? One thing about me, I don't give a damn who you are. Number one, I've seen Hall of Famers, I've seen legendary football players, or players who have had pretty good careers say some stupid shit on TV. Now, I'm not going to say what Shannon Sharp said was stupid, because I think that is the general way of looking at it. It's like, listen, you got to be professional when you're up there. You got to lead by example. It's not just with your play, but also how you carry yourself, how you ask questions, how you answer the questions in the media. Right? It's not to say you have to act like Jalen Hurts, but at the same time, you have to maintain a level of professionalism. You can't talk like how you would talk to your friends. I get that part, but I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to keep it real, and I don't care if somebody disagree with me. I don't give a shit. You already know I say what the fuck I want to say. But bottom line is this. I love what Cam Ward said. I thought what he said and how he put it, it gets your attention. And it wasn't like he was singling out anybody, because he threw himself. He said we. So he put himself in there as the collective. I like that he said that. I really do. Is it unprofessional? Yeah, kind of. But number one, it's good entertainment for the fans. Number two, it wakes the team up like, oh, bro, this dude crazy. Yo, he literally said on national TV we ass. So regardless if you feel like, damn, you know what, he right, or who the fuck you think he talking to? Regardless of whatever end of the spectrum you land on, it's going to get your attention. Does that make sense? So, for me, I love what Cam Ward said. And here's the reality situation, right? Shannon Sharp, it's no disrespect because you have a right to your perspective, and I don't think your perspective is necessarily bad, but I'm going to speak to the other side of this. A competitive sports, professional sports, is different from your everyday working job. Your everyday working job, what sense would it be to be like, yo, we're ass. We suck as a company. Oh, Bridget ass don't be doing nothing. She be texting on her damn phone. Or freaking Cameron, and I'm not, or let's just say Cameron. I'm not picking on Cameron. It's the first thing that came to mind. Or Cameron ass don't be doing no goddamn work. That nigga be taking like 5 bathroom breaks and he only been like 1 hour into his shift. To say that in the working class environment, the 9-to-5 environment, you obviously can't do that. Corporate environment, same thing. But this is not the same thing. A working class environment, and yes, he brought up a good point. Like, what happened when Angel Reese said that? She got suspended. And Anthony Edwards has pretty much the same damn approach. He gets fined. He gets fined for cursing in the media. So here's the thing. The environments are completely different. You cannot compare your average everyday working environment. You can't compare a 9-to-5 environment, a corporate environment, to football, to sports. It's completely different. You know what goes on in sports? Man, you hit me again, I'm going to beat your ass. And this was a conversation that I had when I mentioned about Troy Vincent Sr. and how these guys in the NFL are creating all these dumbass rules to try to fuck up the game. About this sportsmanlike conduct, just really overdoing it. You understand what I'm saying? And I spoke about it, bro. This is a game where motherfuckers was spitting in people's faces. I heard stories about Mean Joe Green spitting in the face of Dick Butkus. Conrad Dobler was spitting on motherfuckers, biting motherfuckers' fingers. Bill Romanowski was doing the same shit on your team, and I think you was on the team with that. So this is the environment that you're in. You play this game risking your life, since you could die, you can get paralyzed, right? I don't know whether that much because I didn't play football. I love football. I didn't play it. I get it, but at the same time, again, I'm just gonna say how I feel about the situation, and that's it. Whoever agree with me, don't agree. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. The bottom line is this. So first off, two of those environments are different. The second thing, leadership is not a monolith. Okay? If leadership was a monolith, if everybody had to leave I had to leave. You better leave and go grab your motherfucking book. But listen, on some real shit. If leadership was a monolith, there wouldn't be any leaders. Why? Because there would be nobody to follow. What example will we follow? If we're all doing the same shit, what example will we follow? There wouldn't be any, right? So here's the thing. Some people are very clean cut, just like politically correct. It doesn't have to be everybody. Just because I guess there's an unwritten rule about how quarterbacks are supposed to be, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be everybody. And if anything, I actually think statements like this, while people may say it would be detrimental to the team, I think it unifies the team. And then he says, what great player has said that? They say these things about Michael Vick. They say these things about Cam Newton. They said these, and much as you don't like Cam Newton because he be just saying some dumb shit about Cam Newton. Just because Cam Newton be saying some stupid shit about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles that just don't make no sense whatsoever. But beside the point, they said about Cam Newton. They said about Allen Iverson. Oh, what's he doing as a professional athlete coming to the game with the jewelry on, the throwback jerseys, you know what I'm saying? Not dressed in a clean suit and tie. You understand what I'm saying? So, as a leader, sometimes it's a remarkable thing that you got a guy who's willing to go against the rules. I look at somebody, the way I looked at what Cam Ward did, was it unprofessional? Sure. But when I looked at what Cam Ward did, I thought that was leadership in itself. He went against the grain. He went against every standard of how you feel like a quarterback should behave and conduct themselves. And he said, yo, I'm going to be my authentic self. And this is not him trying to go seek attention. This is him 100%. Like he's serious and he's focused about his craft. That's why he told Shador, he said, yo, I don't want to do no rap. He said when they look up Cam Ward, they're gonna say American football player. And I might have misquoted him slightly. But so Cam Newton was focused on his job. But understand this, leadership is not a monolith. And everybody can't be like everybody else. Sometimes it's good to see a motherfucker go against the grain, like, oh. And because they have being a leader, being a leader takes confidence and it takes courage. I believe Cam Ward exemplified both in that clip. He exemplified courage to, damn, this dude got the gall. Do you know this dude could be fine? He was like, it could come out of his pocketbook him talking like that. Oh, snap. He really just called a whole team ass that he plays for, and he's a rookie? What? So, watching that makes you want to fall back, damn. He tell it like it is. You understand what I'm saying? So I get what Shannon Sharpe is saying. I don't necessarily think that what he said is a bad thing. I think in general that is the general moral thought that you got to be professional when it comes to the media. Otherwise, they're going to take it out of your checkbook. It's a fact. But at the same time, I like it. It sends a message to the fans. It sends a message to the entire team. Hey, this is unacceptable. And I'm not going to go with the, yeah, we we're really struggling. No, we're ass. We fucking suck. We're garbage. Dumpster juice. Hot dog water. I'm going to say it like that. Because now I got your attention. And speaking of getting people's attention, I'll table that. I'm going to table that. I'll table it. I'll table that conversation. All right, so that's how I feel about that. So Cam Ward, salute. 21 gun salute. Brr, 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 brr. You know what I'm saying? The whole nine. But salute to you, sir. And hopefully you guys get a win. But salute to you. And granted, he's obviously not off the hook because I think he went 10 for 23, so he's definitely not off the hook. But again, I see the talent. I definitely see the talent, and I'm not trying to be sarcastic when I say that. I'm telling you for a fact. So I did stream the whole game yesterday. Well, I'm capping. I'm capping just a little bit. I streamed I tried to stream the whole game. I think I came in when it was 8 minutes left in the first quarter. So what I ended up missing was, so I came in around the time when they flagged Cooper DeJean, which we'll talk about. Matter of fact, I don't know why. You see how I'm coming unprepared? I don't understand. Hold on one second. Eagles. Oh, it's sports. Oh, my G golly whiz. Okay, I don't know why they can't pass. What is going on? Okay. Eagles. How about them Eagles? Oh, my God. Have my baby. Okay. Anyway, outside of my weird-ass random antics, let's get to this game, man. So, the part that I missed was Cam Latu on special teams blocked the punt for a touchdown. Okay? And I came in on the part where Cooper DeJean tried to do the Allen Iverson. Now, granted, as a fan, man, that shit was weak as hell. Why they give him the flag? But as a player, you got to know the rules. And the rules are, we got to be able to see you fully. The rules are that you can't do that. So while as a fan, hey, that shit was kind of funny. But as a try to be unbiased, you can't do those type of things. You got to know better that, especially the direction that the league is taking right now. You can't do things like that. But by the way, Cooper DeJean, that's a bad motherfucker. That's a bad motherfucker. He can cover. He can catch picks. Now, he did drop the interception. He dropped maybe one or two of them. And boy, he can tackle. And now I have to go see how much this guy weighs because the way this dude hits, how much does Cooper DeJean weigh? That's what I want to know. 198 pounds. 198 pounds. And they say they're going to face a punishment. Man, just find the man and move the fuck on. Jesus, Lord. But 198 pounds. This motherfucker was out here hitting like fucking Steve Atwater, old John Lynch ass. Bro was hitting like crazy. Yeah, my MVP of the game for sure, 100%, definitely Cooper DeJean. That, bro, I still can't believe Quayon. And regardless, matter of fact, we're going to talk about Quayon right after as well. So Cooper DeJean, 8 tackles, 1 assist. Man, he was all over the field. Definitely the best player on either side of the ball. Man, we so lucky to have him. And Quayon Mitchell. Quayon catches an interceptions. If he get on that damn jugs machine, that man's a problem. I have not seen a legitimate, true lockdown. Now, granted, respect to Surtain, respect to Jalen Johnson, respect to who else? I see some good things out of Stephon Gilmore, especially in Dallas and before, like pretty much his whole career. Pat Peterson, I grew up in that era. I grew up with Joe Hayden when he was on the Browns. Let me see what else. I grew up with Darrelle Revis, but I'm telling you right now, I have not seen a legitimate, true. And by the way, shout out to guys like Christian Gonzalez, Sauce Gardner, Derek Stingley, another bad motherfucker. A lot of y'all just saying that Sauce Gardner just running away with it out the class, but y'all got to watch out for Derek Stingley because he was injured at the beginning of his career, so he missed the majority of his rookie year, but when he came back on, that man, like, he's a problem. Will Howard, a guy that I low-key wanted to draft, but we ended up getting Jahad Campbell, and no, I don't regret it, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. So, with that said, what was I going to say? Yeah, brain fart. Sorry about that. Yeah, so Quayon had a fantastic day against Emeka Akuba. I think that's the wide receiver's name. He was playing fantastic. He locked down Devontae Adams' ass, and he was on Emeka Akuba pretty damn good. Well, that's not what I wanted to say. I apologize. Emeka Akuba is a really good player, but once again, I did not want to say that. So let's get back on course. Get back on the right track. Okay, anyway, so yeah, Quayon had a fantastic day, man. Quayon and Cooper on the same team. It's still so surreal to me that they're on this team. It's crazy. Quayon and Cooper DeJean, 2 of the best players. Zach Bond is just fucking incredible. And here's the thing, and this is what pisses me off. And Chris Collinsworth, when y'all say shit like this, let me tell you something right now. I don't give a fuck who you have on your team. You can have Ronnie Lott. You can have Lawrence. You can have Reggie White. They cannot help you tackle. They cannot help you catch an interception. They cannot help you cover a player. If you lock down a player in coverage, you lock down a player in coverage. Collectively, do having great players on your team makes your job easier? Of course. But y'all gotta stop fucking trying to find a way. And I see this on some of you fucking airheads on social media saying, well, Zach Bond is only good because he has Jalen Carter. Shut the fuck up. Because by that logic, where was Nicholas Morrow? Nicholas Morrow only showed up very briefly. What happened to Darius Leonard? What happened to all the other linebackers that came through the fucking door? What are you talking about? You saying shit that just don't make sense. Zach Cunningham was solid. But why aren't they playing like Zach Bond there? Because Jalen Carter was on the team. So if it was if he was on a less talented roster, if Jalen Carter, why the fuck weren't they playing? Because the way Zach Bond is playing like a fucking Hall of Famer. Zach Cunningham played like a really good player. They play no fucking All-Pro Hall of Famer. Who else? Darius Leonard showed himself lot of injuries, stuff like that. So if it was just Nicholas Morrow, really good rusher to passer, but after that was it. Has some really good games against Chicago, his old team. And then he had maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 good games. And after that, that was it for Nicholas Morrow. And he couldn't cover for shit. But if that was the case, if it was only Zach Bond and just Zach Bond, if Zach Bond was only because Jalen Carter's, if it was Jalen Carter wasn't on the fucking field in Dallas and he still balled out. He still balled out. Matter of fact, let's go look at the tail of the tape. If you guys want to say dumbass shit, we about to go look at what happened at Dallas game.
Whether it's delivering an order to a friendly customer or...
You deliver my order and shut the hell up. No, I'm playing. Dallas. 9 total tackles, 3 assists. 9 total tackles. Mind you, Jalen Carter was out due to the spitting gate. 9 total tackles, 6 solo, 3 assists. Without Jalen Carter on the field. And then you guys say some dumb shit like, oh yeah, it's because of the scheme. The scheme is the reason why. Are you fucking stupid? Are y'all that fucking dense? Bro, every fucking player benefits from being in a scheme that works for them. In fact, there are many success stories or many failures that happen. A player didn't necessarily work out. Matter of fact, the Eagles are a prime example. Look at Asamoah from Oakland. Look at goddamn Josh Joe from Seattle. Those guys are more or less man-to-man corners. They don't do well in the zone. But look at Rasul Douglas. Look at guys like freaking Derek Barnett, who was really good. I don't know what he's doing now, but he was was really good in that Texans rotation. What are we talking about? Look at Josh Sweat. And not to say Josh Sweat was always good. It just sometimes I have like a little bit of a slow start in the beginning. But Josh Sweat was always a very good football player. But look at Josh Sweat, what he's doing in Arizona. Okay? Look at what was old boy? I'm trying to remember. Who the hell. Let me see if I could search it up and find out. What safety was traded? Oh, I could look at the Zach Ertz trade. Zach Ertz trade. I forgot what old boy name was. It wasn't Tate Gowan, it was something else. There's no way. I know for a fact what year did that happen? (2021) equals acquisitions. I'm trying to remember what the name of the player was. Damn. By the way, Ryan Kerrigan didn't do a fucking thing at all. He didn't do shit. I'm trying to remember who the hell was. Dog. I don't remember. Oh my God. You know what? I think I'm just going to look at the 2022 roster. Yeah, we'll look it up like that. Because I don't remember who this guy. Yeah, who was the guy defensively? Let's see him. Kavon Wallace. Yes, that's his name. Okay, so Kavon Wallace, he actually was pretty damn good Post that, Kevin Byard looks all right. He ain't do nothing when he was over here, but he looks all right in Chicago. So you're not making any sense. The whole goal of football is to, as a coach, is to get guys on your squad that would fit in your system. There's success stories. There's potential Hall of Fame careers and Hall of Fame careers that have been made from a change of scenery. Look at motherfucking Marshall Faulk. Which, by the way, that could have been the greatest quarterback, running back tandem of all time. Imagine fucking Peyton Manning and Marshall Faulk spending their whole career together. And no disrespect to Edgar and James and Joseph Adai and some of the players that didn't walk through there, but Marshall Faulk was a different type of beast. Just imagine if Jim Moore knew what the hell he was doing. Playoffs. That's why he didn't make the playoffs when he wouldn't use it in Indianapolis. Playoffs. But anyway, yeah. So just like when you say dumbass shit like that, Jalen Carter can't make a tackle for Zach Bond. Jalen Carter can't cover a player for Zach Bond. Jalen Carter can't tackle a player for Zach Bond. The individual player has to do that. Are y'all okay? Just saying dumbass shit. And it's just like, I'm not telling you that I'm an expert on football by any stretch of the imagination. I just am really into it, and I try to, get as much context into my conversations as possible. I try to be understanding. But when y'all say certain shit about, Zach Bond is only good because of the skin, shut the fuck, you sound stupid. Everybody is good. Even Fred Warner, Roquan Smith, and all the rest of the niggas y'all motherfuckers be glazing. And no disrespect, those are very good football players. Fred Warner is outstanding, so is Roquan Smith. But let's keep it real. Like, bruh, give that goddamn man his credit. I know y'all, some of y'all is not marketable, whatever. However y'all feel. Maybe it's just another way for y'all to not give the Eagles their proper respect and just due and credit. But like, y'all gotta stop this shit. Okay? Quinyon Mitchell grabbing Tristan Wirfs is quite a choice. I'm surprised Tristan didn't do anything about it. Because I think I've seen him before. I seen him get active. But Quinyon, great game, by the way, but that was a very bold choice of you to have the gall to pull an offensive lineman's helmet. That was a choice if I ever seen one. That was a choice. He pulled that motherfucker helmet. He's like that shit was crazy. AJ Brown do that before, but Quinyon Bay, that's insane. That's just insane. I don't know, that's a little insane. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, that's insane. I don't know if he would have able to got away with it with a guy like Trent Williams, but I actually was surprised Tristan decided to just let it go because somebody pulled my helmet. We fighting. We squabbling. We squabbling. Can your man squabble is the question. But nah, we would have been squabbling. We pull my fucking helmet. Hell nah. That's fighting. That's like, okay, the spinning thing is one thing. That's definitely fight on site. They grab my helmet. We fighting. Ryan Kerrigan, fucking Andre Johnson, part 2. What are we talking about? Stop. Not Ryan Kerrigan. Is that his name? I don't know. I think I might have said the wrong guy's name. Or Corey Finnegan, I think his name is. I don't remember. Whatever, moving on. Tank Bixby actually got a good return. Will Shipley is back in the lineup, and you could tell. I'm surprised they didn't use him all in the office. I know he just. Listen, I'll put it to you like this. I'm going to excuse it because you kind of have to work him back in the offense because he's been out for so long that, I don't think it makes sense to go give him the same workload as what you did in Dallas because he just got back. Let him ease his way into it, especially if he's doing kickoff return duties. Let him ease his way back into the offense, okay? But I was surprised to see Will Shipley not really much involved. I don't remember seeing him on the field at all in yesterday's game. But it's good to see him back because, yes, Bixby did get a good return, but it's nice to see somebody who actually can play kick returner for real, and Will Shipley was that guy. And Jahan Dotson, I'm sorry, really good wide receiver. As a returner, no, not really. But no disrespect to the guy who's keeping it real. So the first touchdown for Jalen Hurts was a shovel pass to Dallas Goedert. So that was awesome. That was like a little bit out of the KC Andy Reid playbook, a little nice little shovel pass. So that was cool to see. By the way, Keely Ringo, we got to have a discussion. I'm going to be honest with you. Can I be real? I don't want to say never, because you look at what guys like Nolan Smith, we look at guys like Nakobe Dean. We said, man, I don't know if they're going to pan out. I don't know. The season is still young. It's about to be week 5 next week. We got Denver, which I will be streaming that game. So, the season is still young. But I'm going to be I'll be remiss if I'm to say I don't like the way the trajectory of, now that's not to say that, again, never say never when it comes to people's careers, because you never know. They could grow and blossom into a very good football player out of the blue, and you wouldn't expect it. Just because they had enough playing time, they becoming accustomed, more comfortable to the system, they're developing well. So I'm not going to say never. I'm not going to close the book on Keely Ringo just yet, but I will say, from what I'm seeing, Keely Ringo's not the guy at all. I don't even think he's good enough to be on the second unit. Keely Ringo's coverage was barely okay, and his tackling was horrible. I asked myself, and then I posed the question, I said, can Keely Ringo switch over to safety? Because he's a much bigger guy. He's like 6'4", like roughly 210, 220, right? 6'4", 220, got size on him, can run. He just got problems with you got to be able to move them hips, pause. But you understand what I'm saying. But he can't even tackle correctly. So there's no way in the hell he could play safety, because safety, you have to actually know how to, I seen him hit hard before, but consistent, proper, fundamentally sound tackling. It was ass yesterday. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think Keely Ringo should be on this team after this year. Now, I will apologize if anything comes up and things change. But I feel like Keely Ringo, he's been on a team long enough that his development should be in a much better place than it actually is. Now, granted, he hasn't seen much playing time throughout his career, but from what I've seen, I just don't think Keely Ringo got it. And I'm just keeping it real. And it's like, I'm leaving the door open to be wrong, but I don't think Keely Ringo is a good enough player for this football team moving forward. I feel like you got to go in a different direction. And you got to replace him. I understand that he's good on special teams, but we need somebody who can come in and play. And I don't know. I feel like you can go get anybody who can do special teams. And if you are going to leave him on the team, I guess as a depth piece only, but I'm not even having him as my 3rd or 4th string corner. I'm having him like maybe 5th or 6th. If I keep like 5, 6 corners, I'm having him on like bottom of the depth chart. I just don't think Keely Ringo's he's just not the answer at all. Not as a first stringer, definitely not as a first stringer, and not as a second stringer. I see why. When you see these guys on the field, you kind of figure I know why Fangio doesn't give you the opportunity. Sometimes, I didn't like the Devin White situation, but I understood it. If Nakobe Dean's playing well, it's just what can you do? If you get injured and Nakobe's up there whooping ass, you can't play him. You just can't. Where's the room? So I don't know. I feel like that. I'm not saying that Vic Fangio gets it right all the time, but I feel like Vic Fangio does a really good job on gauging when to just let the players just play and develop versus him just putting out a player who's clearly not ready to play. So I think Fangio has a really good balance of, okay, is this player ready to play? And if not, let him sit until he is. Us fans yo, play, what's the name now? He asked, da-da-da-da-da. But Fangio knows what he's doing. There's a reason why he's going to be a future Hall of Famer one day. So it's just, We just got to trust Fangio in his process. He knows what the hell he's doing. He knows what he's talking about. I did wanted to see Ringo really blossom. I did want the Eagles to draft him. And I got my wish. It just turns out that he just wasn't good enough. Now, if I'm wrong, I'll come back here and I'll apologize for all these statements. But as of right now, Kid Ringo's not the answer. Bowen got like a strip sack forced fumble, which is kind of insane. Good for him on that. Okay. But it's definitely a tale of two halves. What the offense. By the way, Nickerson, who was on special teams, he had a pretty good game. This time around, I did not see a Sidney Brown. Everybody, give it up for Sidney Brown for not fighting at least one time on the special teams. I need a round of applause up here. Matter of fact, man. Round of applause. I'm sorry. We just got to.
So this is my Rust project. I have 4 terminal.
Sidney Brown, this for you! Sidney Brown, this for you! Now, one time did he fight on special teams? Now, one time. Give it up for that brother, man. He making strides. He choosing peace instead of violence. He woke up on the right side of the bed today. Good job, man. That's my safety. All right, all jokes aside, thank you, Sidney Brown, for not getting into a fight. I really appreciate you. You're the best. You're awesome. You're great. No, all jokes aside, shout out to Sidney Brown, but thank you for not getting into a fight. This time it was Nickerson. Now, they did call a holding call, which I don't think the call was a great call. I feel like how should I say? I feel like most of the contact was actually against him versus him initiating it, but I don't know. I didn't like the call. Calcaterra finally gets a reception. So it was like a tale of two halves. So Jalen Hurts in the first half was 15 for 16, 130 yards, and a touchdown. Offense is rolling all cylinders. Run is still struggling. By the way, and I mentioned this before, and I'll say it again, and this has to stop. It probably isn't going to, but it needs to. Nick Sirianni and Kevin Patullo, as you know, I'm going to put both of y'all together when it comes to this offense because this is Sirianni's offense. Patullo, you're the one calling the plays, so you're obviously not a hook. With Sirianni, you damn sure not. This is your offense. You guys got to stop making Saquon Mr. Barkley. Yeah, I remember all about the Benjamins. So, between the 6'5" and 6'4" he said, "My name is Frank." Now, all jokes aside, let's stay on topic. You guys got to stop making Saquon look like a fucking scrub. Do understand, and I said this before and I'll say it again. I'll say this before and I'll say it again. You cannot run inside zone over and over because at the end of the day, and the defense worth their salt would never let you just run through the middle of them like that. That is not how it works. You got to try different kinds of running attacks. You got to try counters and sweeps and misdirections and end arounds. You got to try all sorts of runs instead of the same old bullshit inside zone over and over. You can't do the same thing, run through the middle of somebody's defense and a defense that's supposed to be a professional defense will just allow you to just do that shit. This offense should be much more creative than that than what they've been doing with the offensive line and the roster. We should see some more creative plays like some speed options, some RPOs, and try the outside. I promise you, Sirianni, and running to the outside is not a crime. And Saquon won't get arrested if he does anything outside of an inside zone play or run up the middle. I promise you Saquon won't go to jail if he gets a toss or a counter or a misdirection or an end around or perhaps a screen. Not the bullshit screens that I saw where Jalen Hurts threw the ball way too damn high and almost got Saquon fucked up. But I promise you, if you do like a little short bubble screen like the shits they do in Madden and let Saquon do most of the work, I promise you, results will come. Even if it's not in the run game, you can get him involved in the passing game on some wheel routes and different routes and such. Maybe have him go to the seams of the middle of the field. Some different shit like that. But nah, all jokes aside, I'm sick of this offense. I'm sick of Sirianni Patullo making Saquon look bad. You have to try different types of running. Any defense that's a legitimate professional defense is not going to let you run through their middle. That's not to say you can't do it, but you're not going to be able to do it at a high clip, especially if you're operating out of the shotgun, especially if damn near every single time you're lining up at a single back, I know it's a run. You got my boy Saquon trying to talk to Adrian Peterson. Man, on the phone like, yo, AP, man, what's good? He said, what's good, bro? Why was you hanging out with Trump? Oh, don't worry about that, man. But yeah, let me ask you a question. Bro, have I fell off? Hell no, you ain't fall off, bro. Oh, thank you, AP. I appreciate it. Yeah, so AP, let me ask you a question. How do I'm not trying to blame Sirianni and Patullo here, but they kind of ass low key. I can't say that out in the public, bro, but what can I do so that way I don't look like I'm ass? Say, bro, stop. You be shaking your head like a bobblehead. Like what you be shaking your head like you a toy at Dick's Sporting Goods. All right, Satchmo. Hey, AP, stop playing. That's why your ass couldn't catch. Oh, you taking shots. That's why your ass averaged 2 yards a carry. No, bro, chill. Like, what's what we're supposed to do? Stop shaking your head, bro. Ain't nobody asking you a question. You running the football. Oh, okay, thanks, AP. You a real one. You're 24/7. All right, bet. Bye. But nah, all jokes aside. I'm a fucking fool, bro. I'll be saying some crazy shit. But nah, you guys gotta, you know, Saquon's too fucking good for you to just keep giving him inside runs up the middle all the time. He's too good. He can catch. He got wide receiver like hand. You know how McCaffrey can catch? So can Saquon. Yeah, Saquon from time to time drop the ball. He's human. We all are. But that man can catch. Go line this man up like a wide receiver. Go give him some wide receiver routes, bruh. Like, go try some wheel routes. You understand what I'm saying? Like, go try to be creative with this playbook, bruh. Got too many guys up here that to like sit there and make Saquon look bad. Like y'all making him look like a fucking scrub. Like, if you just looked at the box score, you would think Saquon is ass. Until you watch the game, like, this nigga was doing the same shit. The same crazy shit he was doing last year, he's doing it now. So you clearly could tell, looking at him and how he runs, the skills haven't diminished. But again, if a defense knows when the run is coming, every time you line up in a single back, it's a run up the middle. You know what I'm saying? And then you run out of shotgun a lot, which, again, puts a lot of pressure on your offensive lineman. It's just like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Even if technically, let's just say in a hypothetical world, the run just isn't working at all, which that's bullshit again. You're just trying not to be creative. Let's just say the run isn't working at all. Well, you can get him involved in the passing game. Some short screens. Not the bullshit long screen, because, again, Jalen Hurts threw a terrible pass, but at the same time, that's a very if they're blitzing and you gotta throw that fucking ball far laterally again, Jalen Hurts throwing behind the line of scrimmage, that's a no-no. So here's the thing. Let's evaluate Jalen Hurts' performance overall. Let's talk about this offense in general. We got a lot to talk about. First off, matter of fact, Calcaterra finally got the ball thrown to him. This here's my story. What did I study? Oh, for those that don't know what I'm trying to imitate, it was the I can't play because I'm gonna get copyrighted. It was the On My Way to Church. What's the name? I can't play it. I'm gonna get copyrighted. I want to so bad. I can't though. Again. Because the reason why I can't, this is shit was just going on Twitch. I'm like, I bet, whatever, I don't give a fuck. But this is actually going to, I'm putting this on YouTube, so I can't. Because I played the Earth, Wind, and Fire for like a few minutes, and they tagged my shit. And I had to put a little booty-ass, little royalty-free ass song. So and instead of be like, I gotta hear something. Sound like one of them fucking like them old ass goddamn movies, which I ain't talking about the regular films. You already know. I can't say certain shit. I ain't trying to get flagged. Flag on the play. Bruce Lee for actually saying the word corn. 15, 25-yard penalty and an automatic ejection from the content creating game. Man, what the fuck, man? I worked hard for this shit, man. All the preparation this week going out the window, man. Fuck. But no, that was a real shit. Calcaterra finally got a reception. They finally realized, hey, the blocking should be much better. But guess what? The man can actually throw him the fucking ball. So Dallas Goedert was like briefly shaken up. But, you know. So they threw another shovel pass. Let me see what else is on my notes. By the way, they did a fake tush push, which ended up being like a end around run for Saquon Barkley. Moro Jomo was outstanding. Let's go. Hold on one second, man. That's my dog. That's my dog. Nah, I play way too fucking much. It's probably like my most unserious ass Eagles reaction video of all time. I'm playing all fucking day. That's what I do. I play. I like to play games. I like to move it. We like to move it. You like to move it. I like to move it. You like to. Okay, all jokes aside. God damn, I play too fucking much. You clown. You're a clown. You're a fucking clown, dog. All right. Yeah. So Moro Jomo was balling. Let's go straight to the stat sheet, man. Moro Jomo got a sack, about 2 tackles, tackle and a half. He was outstanding. Batting passes down. Moro Jomo was definitely a beast for sure. So A.J. Brown had his first reception inside of 2 minutes. Tyler Steen had a brief knee injury. He did end up popping back in the game. Lane Johnson actually ended up being out, and Fred Johnson. Let me say the guy's name. Fred Johnson did pretty good. I said his name wrong the last time, so I'm going to put some respect on bro's name. Fred Johnson did really good because I didn't even realize. Because I'm like, for some odd reason, it didn't occur to me why Lane Johnson kept sitting on the sidelines, but he was injured. So that was crazy in itself. Jahad Campbell had a big hit on Bucky Irvin. Feel like Jalen Carter, they gave him a bullshit run for the passer call. I guess you can't put his hand in or head in, but I don't know. I feel like that was kind of ticky-tack. So what ended up happening is Tyler Steen ended up getting kicked by Levante David. And by the way, when I'm saying this, I want to preface it by saying I don't think it was a foul intended play. It just happened. By the way, we got to look at this goddamn kicker. Hold on one second. This kicker for the Buccaneers, what's his guy name? Sean Tucker? No, it's not his fucking name. I'm tweaking. Chase McLaughlin. Chase McLaughlin, check this motherfucker for steroids. You know how y'all want to do AJ Brown every time he has a good game, or goddamn what's the other guy? DK Metcalf, who actually low key, I'm gonna say something kind of controversial. Him and Rodgers got better chemistry than fucking Russell Wilson. Oops, did I say that? Hold on. Did I say that? Who said that? Who said Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf look better than him and Russell Wilson in Seattle? Who said that shit? Who said that? Hold on. Which one of you motherfuckers said that? Huh? Which one of you motherfuckers said that? Answer me, bitch. Which one of you motherfuckers said that? Where you at? Where you at? Alright, yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. You have to say, Chase McLaughlin, I gotta give you respect with credit. This motherfucker 29 years old. This nigga play like he 23. Nigga play like he fucking, Cameron Dicker? Dick the Kicker? Pause. The one that was like, Jake Elliott was injured. I think it was the 2023. He stepped in for a game. He balled out. He's on the Chargers and he whooping ass. And so far, he's the most accurate kicker in NFL history because of Justin Tucker. Because Justin Tucker had that decline. Fuck, I have a decline. Know how to speak fucking English. But yeah, Chase McLaughlin, NFL. I need you to check this motherfucker for steroids. I need you to check this motherfucker for some kind of performance enhancement drug. This motherfucker had the leg of Thanos. See, I see this thing damn near kick a fucking midfield ass field goal and was knocking them bitches through. What the fuck? I done lost my mind. This nigga was up there like, kicking from the fucking parking lot and shit. When motherfuckers was up here tailgating, and there's Chase McLaughlin. Here he goes from the parking lot next to somebody's tenant SUV with a busted ass tail light. Oh shit, it's good. And it didn't hit anybody's car. Oh my goodness, man, the best kicker in NFL history, the fucking GOAT. Bad. But yeah, anyway, shout out to that guy. Credit is credit due and credit is due. That's a bad motherfucker. Bucky Irvin at 100. What? 102 receiving yards is crazy, dog. For a running back, 63 rushing yards, 102 receiving. Jesus Christ. Lord, why did this happen yesterday? Okay. By the way, Jinxie, the Twitch streamer, Jinxie Cat, we found you. Let me tell you what you like to do. He didn't get the ball. Why did he do that? This motherfucker looked like he auditioned for the Twilight Zone. All this motherfucker do is just like, listen, here's the problem with Twitch streamers when they watch football. You could tell motherfuckers who know the game and the motherfuckers that don't. Let me tell you something right now. If you did not watch the game, you do not get to make it a turn. I'm not saying people have right to their opinion, okay? But here's the reality situation. You can't tell me how a game accurately went if you're going over fucking NFL highlights. You're missing so much more context into things. You do not watch the film. So when Ninja makes his comments and this guy, and I know for a fact they don't be watching the full football games or keeping up with the Eagles like that. When they make comments about the Eagles, by the way, when it comes to Drew Brees, say we were born offense, bro, I'm not going to go in on Drew Brees, but I'll put it to you like this. Bro, you're one of the most overrated quarterbacks of all time. Can you play? Sure. Were you extremely accurate with the football? Sure. Okay, you definitely knew how to get the ball placed, but here's the thing. You were nowhere near sniffing, and please let's not talk about the pass interference shit, because even that wasn't a guarantee you was going to win against the Rams. Bro, literally there was a huge, see, we talk about Russell Wilson and what happened when, Marshawn Lynch wasn't there, or the defense, the Legion of Boom. Ever talk about Russell Wilson? Bro, Drew Brees is the white Russell Wilson. Hold on. I'm going to say this one more time. Drew Brees is the white Russell Wilson. Who said that shit? Who said that shit? Hey! Hold on! Who said that? I got this thing hooked, motherfucker. Who said that shit? Wait a minute. You get a car. We all get a car. Everybody get a car. You get roasted. You get roasted. You in the back definitely get roasted. Drew Brees, you're an overrated ass quarterback. I'm going to tell you why. Not because you're not talented, not because you don't deserve credit for putting up the numbers you did, but your results did not match the empty calorie ass stats that you put up. It did not. You did not sniff outside of 2000. By the way, your Super Bowl has an asterisk. Why? Because your players allegedly was doing dirty, getting paid on the low to do dirty shit to quarterbacks. So your Super Bowl has an asterisk next to it. Remember Bounty Gates? I remember that, and I'm not talking about the goddamn paper towels that you leave in your kitchen when you don't spill some goddamn juice or a fucking pitcher of water. I ain't talking about that. They had a Bounty Gates, sir. You had contracted killers on your team that was literally trying to take motherfuckers out, trying to do some dirty ass shit. I'm all for physical defense, but if nigga, you used to having fucking mercenaries on your squad, sir, to get you that fraudulent ass Super Bowl that you didn't deserve. So you say the Eagles are boring. We don't give a fuck. You know what was boring? Cause here's the thing. I'll make a confession. I'm not gonna lie. I'll make a confession. I'll tell myself. I'll put the whole system on trial. You already know me. I don't give a fuck. Sit your $5 ass down. Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. But nah, on some real shit. I was a Saints fan after that $2,000 Super Bowl. Yeah. I know I'm that nigga. Y'all can relax. Y'all calm down. I know I'm that nigga. I know. I'm not gonna lie. As a 9-year-old, I was a bandwagon fan. And I was a Drew Brees fan for a minute. But you understand, I was a Saints fan all the way up until I'd say about 2012. And from 2012 to 2016, I was a Packers fan. You know how fucking irritating and frustrating it was to watch the Saints. And mind you, I was a fan. I was a diehard fan. 2009 and 2012, I was a diehard Saints fan. A little bit of a bandwagon, but I was a fan. So I gave this team 3-4 seasons of my fucking young life. And it was so frustrating watching how mediocre that defense was and watching Drew Brees put up empty calorie stats year after year after year. And then I said to myself as a young person, I said, we're not going to get no motherfucking championship with Drew Brees. He's talented. Don't take that away from him. But we ain't going no motherfucking where. And lo and behold, I was right. I need a round of applause. Don't make me wait for my round of applause again. You give me round of applause when I ask for it. Don't fucking make me wait. Or you'll get backhands to the face. I'll give you $1.50s and I'm not talking about a discount. Don't make me wait again. Alright, anyway. Yeah, so Brees, you're overrated as fuck. You put up empty calorie stats. You're the white version of Russell Wilson. That is the truth. I'm not. You know I was gonna lie about it. You thought I was gonna lie? You're the white version of Russell Wilson. I'm just keeping it all the way a stack. All the way a stack. If you really want me to, I'll keep it a stack. Okay? So you talk about our boring ass offense. And by the way, Jinxie Cat, we found you. Making faces and yelling and saying fuck and shit and bitch and ass and all sorts of curse words does not make you an entertaining person. I'll say this again because you probably didn't hear me. Making faces, face fighting. Let me know what side wins, the left or right Twix. Making faces and fucking cursing and I'm like fuck shit ass bitch pussy does not make you entertaining. It does not. This is coming from a chronic cursor. It does not make you entertaining. You looking at highlights does not mean you know what the fuck you're talking about. You as a quote-unquote Buccaneers fan did not even stream. I don't know if you even stream. Matter of fact, do I care a fuck to look this guy up? Maybe. Did this nigga even stream? American influencer. Look at this nigga. Look like he's about to give somebody a kiss. He not even kissing nobody. The fuck? Yeah. Did this nigga even... Son. Okay, 7 days ago, recent broadcast.
Man, this takes me back.
They curse this nigga out there, go bird dickhead.
All your Y2.
Shit about to get me clipped, man. Bro, they cursing this nigga out, yo. Y'all gotta chill. I know I'm an Eagles fan too, but damn, y'all cursing this dude out. What's wrong with y'all, man? Have a little class. Is it way to reload? What is going on? What is happening? Yeah, 2 hours straight. I'm trying to see this nigga This thing is to the stuff to get. I can go look because I want to try to get on this nigga real quick. Pause. Feel like Dame Dash saying pause over and over again. Pause. Can we resume? Play. Rewind. Fast forward. Anything else? Like goddamn. Record. Skip. Sound like fucking Shannon Sharp. Skip. Sound like a fucking eat like one of them European clubs. Skip. Have a party. Skip. Hey, skip. Bro, man, hey, whatever, bro. Fuck it. But here's the thing, and I'll just make this real brief. Jinxie Cat, you cannot make an assumption, not even an assumption. You can't come to any conclusion. I say conclusion. I came to the conclusion that I'm a fucking illiterate bitch. But no, all jokes aside, you cannot come to any conclusion about a football game watching the highlights. You can guesstimate what happens. You can get a general idea. Like, for instance, let's just say there's a book, okay? Make the book about whatever. I don't know. Let's say in that book, who would you rather take? A motherfucker that read Cliff Notes or a person that read the whole book? I'm taking the guy who read the whole book. Why? Because there's more details, there's more context versus just giving you a quick summary. Does that make sense? Quick summary is like, damn, we irresponsible, we ain't do our homework type shit, and we just going through the motions, right? So we just trying to hurry up so that if the teacher asks us questions or as a pop quiz, we don't come in the classroom knowing zero. But the reality is, bro, to literally, you cannot know about what happens in a football game by simply just watching highlights. And everybody says Jalen can't throw. And then that's all Jinxie was doing is clips. Tell me a throw that I couldn't fucking do. Like motherfucker, do you have like? Matter of fact, let me not disrespect nobody that got certain ailments. So let me scale it. Let me reel it in a little bit. But you say, tell me right now, can a sophomore quarterback in junior varsity make the throws that Jalen Hurts is throwing? Okay, let me school you, young man. Let me school you, sir, about how football works. Football is not about having to throw a bomb. Bomb. No, all jokes aside. Football is not about having to throw a fucking 50-yard, 60-yard, 70-yard bomb. Because if football was all about that, all about the throws and the arm strength and all that, Joe Milton would be a top 5 quarterback, would he not? He's not for a reason. Why? Because there's much more to the game than just having a big-ass arm. You have to have touch. The receivers have to complete a pass. You got to understand and read the coverage. You got to get the ball out of your hands quickly. You got to beat the blitz. There's so much taken into account. You got to make your hot reads. Like, it's so much taken into account as a quarterback. It's about successfully leading drives that lead into points. And the way most coverages are, they're in a too high shell. So we're in a different ball game than back in the day. Everybody's damn near playing prevent defense, if you think about it. Because the receivers have gotten so good. There's so many great receivers around the league. Even guys that you think didn't get opportunities, they third or fourth stringers will probably be number ones on like 40 to 50% of the teams in the NFL. So the way that how great these receivers are coming in, these receivers coming in are very good. They're very good football players. You can't just treat these guys like you got to respect these guys' speed. You know what I'm saying? So to neglect that, and then play calling and schematics is another thing as well. And again, you really don't know who has control over what, because some teams allow their quarterback to do what they want to do. Sometimes a quarterback has to just. Carson Wentz and Aaron Rodgers, they're like, yo, fuck it, I do what I want, I don't care. Peyton Manning, the same way. Some were successful with it, some were not. I'll let you be the judge of that. Now, some quarterbacks are like, okay, I want you to do what you want to do a little bit, but I still want you, there's still a scheme that we want you to run. We don't know. So for you to just watch highlights and think that you know about the game, it's just kind of crazy to me. It doesn't really make sense. You up here doing all this left and right Twix ass face fighting without watching the full game. Maybe you did. I don't know. I'm not trying to figure out. I tried to figure out if you did. But based on you just looking at highlights, you didn't watch the game. Maybe you did. But from what I've seen, the clips that I've seen you reacting to, you didn't watch the game. You didn't. So why does your opinion matter? Even, matter of fact, bro, let's cut to the chase, man. Oh my God. Fuck it. I'm not gonna wait for this. Whatever comes on first. Whatever comes on first, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Whatever comes on first. Google. If Google comes on first on this one, if not, then what are we looking for right now? Josh Allen. So Josh Allen was asked about why he isn't throwing the ball down the field and shit.
Whenever my number's called, whatever that may be, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm there to make the play. And, flows and ebbs and flows of the game, it switches every week. You never know what situation you're going to find yourself in. Obviously, today was a little bit different situation, but again, just doing what I'm asked to do. Whenever the plays needed to be made, just go out there and try to make it. Whenever my number's called.
And watch the fucking comment section. Josh Allen is so humble. What a class act. Go Bills. I'm so in love with Josh Allen. He's my baby. They're the same person. I'm so in love with Josh Allen. He's my baby. Jalen Hurts says this shit every press conference. I'm just doing whatever it takes to win. Keep the main thing the main thing. Why you acting all philosophical and smart and shit? You think he better than us? Glorified ass running back, overrated, check down merchant, game manager. See, you guys like to pick and choose. Josh Allen. Oh, he's my baby. Oh, say it again. You motherfuckers having orgasms. Oh, shit. Oh, Josh Allen. Take a break from Haley Steinfeld and put it in me. Oh, my God. Oh, yeah. Joshy, baby. I love you. You niggas glaze Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts say the same shit every motherfucking press conference. Y'all just sit up there and be like, glorified running back. He can't really run like that. He's kind of slow and clunky. He's not really, he can't throw. Even though he can do is turn on a fucking highlight tape and see this guy make throws. And then I heard Silence of the Lambs when he made the throws. He was making throws against the Rams. You're only one because of blocked field goal. That's a part of the fucking game. Who cares? Stop crying about it, little bitch. Get over it. You had a chance to kick a field goal. You got your shit blocked. Move on. He was a Rams fan who was talking crazy to me in the comments. I'm like, some of y'all niggas ought to understand. It's okay to troll, but when you start getting disrespectful, it's like, y'all weird. It's like, bro, like, all that IRL is different from me, man. And I love to joke around like a motherfucker. I promise you that. But IRL shit, bro, I'm a real nigga at the end of the day. I don't play with certain shit. But y'all get way too disrespectful for no apparent reason. And it's just, like, to me, it's just weird. Because I know IRL, bro, hey, come on now. But, okay. So, Jinxie, do me a favor. I'm moving on from you. I don't need to give you that much airtime like that. Here's the thing, okay? This is what you got to understand. Watch the full games. Stop going with narratives. Watch the full games. Get the full context. Learn how the game of football works, son. Moving forward. All right. So, yeah. Let's have a quick conversation about the third and fourth quarter, and let's address some things that need to be addressed, because they do. So, Sting came back in the game at the third quarter, and he got beat on second down. Special teams coverage. By the way, I owe an apology to Michael Clay. Michael Clay, you've done an outstanding job, especially this year with special teams. He's done a really, really good job. I know we was on his ass for a long time. We replaced Brayton Covey. Why are you not getting a punter? We got Brayton Mann, and Brayton Mann is one of the best punters in the league. Brayton Mann is a very good punter. Not going to get a lot of conversation, but he's a very good, consistent punter. So shout out to him. He's done a really good job. Special teams coverage wasn't great yesterday. We allowed a lot of big kick returns. But I do think he's done a fantastic job with this unit this year. We're getting turnovers. The coverage has been good for the most part outside of this game. I got to go give Michael Clay. So, Michael Clay, I apologize for all the shit I said about you in the past, and salute to you. You're doing a fantastic job with the special teams unit, for sure. Keely Ringo did get a stop in the third quarter, but again, I stand by what I said. I don't think he's good enough to play. Makuba and Blankenship got beat they gambled for an interception. They got beat by Mika Akuba for a touchdown. This is when it was all she wrote. Jahad Campbell had a forced fumble on Bucky Irvin that low-key could have went either way. And he got a late game interception. So Jahad Campbell, generational talent. How much we all bitching about Will Howard, and I wanted Will Howard despite the injuries. But at the same time, Jahad Campbell's a generational talent. Look at this guy's tape. He's going to be a problem. Mind you, he's not even at his ceiling, and he's playing this good. Jahad Campbell's a problem. Trying to see what else. We had a bot snap on third down. By the way, as far as Jalen Hurts' performance, if I had to give it an A+ to an F-, I'm going to have to give his performance a C. I'm not giving it no more than that, and I'm being light. I guess like a 74, 73 out of 100. I just feel like that I don't think he was perfect. I think there was some moments where, I don't know if it was Sirianni Batulo's call or maybe something he was doing, but he was forcing the ball to A.J. Brown way too much to the point where he could have thrown like 2 picks today. He threw a high pass to Saquon. So this performance I'm not absolving him from, but at the same time, I don't think he's put in a position where we can fairly give him judgment. I'm going to be honest with you. I made some comments about Jalen Hurts. I've said in the beginning of last year, he was playing so bad the first half of the year that I'm like, you know what, bro? We just have to accept the fact Jalen Hurts is not the guy. He turned it around, Super Bowl champ, Super Bowl MVP, played when it counts, played really good in that Pittsburgh game. Razor sharp in Dallas. Kansas City, he was okay. The Rams game, he played out of his mind when the play called allowed him to. First half, he was crispy. Second half, not so much. But again, I think some of it was his fault. I think most of it though was just an ineptitude of play calling. One thing I will say is this: I do think no matter how much you've been, number one, I've said this before. I said that I'm not sure about Jalen Hurts. Like I said. I know what I'm getting out of Saquon. I know what I'm getting out of AJ. I know what I'm getting out of Devontae. I don't know what I'm getting out of Jalen Hurts. From the games that I watched out of Jalen Hurts, it seems to me, outside of the 2022 year where he was the best player in the NFL, I think Jalen knows how to play football. I think Jalen Hurts knows how to play NFL football. I'm not worried about Jalen Hurts anymore. I'm truly not. I think Jalen Hurts knows what he has to do moving forward. And I think with what he's being asked to do, controlling the game, playing efficiently. I talked about how he kind of bails to the right out of the pocket and the play is dead for the most part. Getting the ball out of his hands, playing on time and in rhythm. I think out of all these years, he finally understands. I don't think this is a situation where it's like I have to, that's a problem for him. I don't think so. I think Jalen Hurts, he knows what he's doing at this point in time in his career. So I don't have to worry about Jalen Hurts anymore. I think he's going to be fine. I think that even though, again, there were some throws that, I looked at him like, damn, he about to get picked off. I'm trying to grab my speaker, my fault. I think there's some throws that, even though he might be almost got picked off, I feel like that he knows how to play football. And I have to give him his respect and credit's due. He knows what he's doing out there on the field. So Jalen Hurts is the least of my problems. When the play call gets stuff together, it will. So, the biggest talk that everybody wants to know, A.J. Brown and his cryptic tweet. All right, let's go to A.J. Brown's tweet, y'all. So he put up a Bible verse. I think it was from Mark. Mark chapter 6. If you're not welcome, not listened to, quietly with... let me act like I know how to read. If you're not welcome, not listened to, quietly withdraw. Don't make a scene. Shrug your shoulders and be on your way. A lot of people, a lot of Eagles fans, had a problem with this. And they're very angry at A.J. Brown. They said, I knew he was a diva. Some of you guys are bringing up the Super Bowl thing where literally it's clear as day that he's just saying I thought I'd be thrilled to win a Super Bowl, but it's it's kind of like he's restless. It's like, okay, what's next? I want to get back out there and do it again. I'm not really, the moment wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? So it was clearly about that, and you guys went to, see, I told you guys that A.J. Brown, what did I say? Didn't I tell you A.J. Brown's a diva? Didn't I tell you he wanted out of here a long time ago? What the fuck are y'all talking about? It has nothing to do with that. So a lot of you guys are upset. AJ, why would you do that knowing that the media is going to do that? And then I think A.J. Brown declined to talk to press reporters. They asked Jalen Hurts some questions, and he just okay, so what'd you guys do right in the first half? Execution. All right, second half, execution. So he was very short with his responses. He asked, from what I heard, he asked not to be questioned about what happened in the second half, from what I heard. And I could be wrong, but the execution part I'm not wrong about. That part, they did quote him saying that. And again, A.J. Brown declined to talk to the press. I'm going to be honest with you. You guys are not going to like my take. I don't give a fuck. You already know I say what I want to say. A.J. Brown is 100%. Oh, look, it's a viewer. But he's asking me, oh, my God, they're trying. Manuel Gloria is trying to get me kicked off Twitch. Oh, you're so cute. I thank you so much. Thank you for coming here and trying to get me off of Twitch. You're amazing. I love you. Thank you so much. Instead of saying, oh, great job, or what you talking about, no, I'm going to send you to streamboot.com so that way your Twitch can get nuked. That's my gift to you. I'm going to feed you rat poison. Thank you so much. It's going to taste so good. I don't care about that. I'm going to have to fucking shit out my whole toilet or just, have gastrointestinal problems. You're amazing. Thank you. You're getting promoted. You've been promoted. But nah, all jokes aside, the AJ Brown tweet, I like it. You want to know why? This is what this quote is saying. This is what AJ Brown's doing behind the scenes. And you could tell because Jalen Hurts was like, after that Rams game, we can't never let a first half like that ever happen ever again. Devontae Smith, who y'all say, well, he's no drama, but this at the third. I see Devontae Smith get frustrated from time to time, and he was echoing the same sentiments about the offense being more aggressive, about stop trying to react to what the defense is trying to do and just go out there and play the game that we need to play. He was saying the same shit A.J. Brown was doing. He just didn't do the extra stuff that came with it. And obviously, A.J. Brown has got a reputation, not because he did anything wrong, because people are waiting because they seen him be he's an expressive individual. He has no qualms or reservations about stating his feelings, that they're using that to weaponize him. Now, 100% with Ocho, agree with Ocho said on a podcast. People don't care. People don't care that when it's time to go to the negotiation table and you don't have those numbers. I do think Howie's not that type of guy that's going to do that. But it's a business. You never know. But I don't think Howie's the type of guy that's going to devalue you because you don't have the numbers, right? Because we all know A.J. Brown can play, right? Howie's the type of guy, he's going to make sure the guys that do well here are taken care of. I don't think he's that type of guy that's going to lowball you because you're not whatever. You know what I'm saying? It is a business after all, but I don't think Howie's that type of guy. I think they know what A.J. can do. Here's the thing. I like this for a few reasons. The first reason that I like it is because Sirianni, Patullo, we're going to do the same song and dance. We're going to say they're going to make adjustments. We got to play better. The same shit that happened in 2023. And we ended up being the worst team in football in a matter of 7 weeks. So what A.J. Brown did was like, okay, I try to come to you guys. Now, this is from what I gather. This is my opinion. Hey, I try to come to you guys in private, let y'all know, hey, things need to change around here. He probably was told, don't worry, I got you. And it hasn't changed. A.J. Brown is trying to better himself as a person, and I can tell. He's leaning into Christ a lot more as a Christian. He's getting older. He has children. And he has a C on his chest. He's trying to be an example. Because everybody looks at him and it's like, oh, he's expressive. Oh, look at A.J. Brown grabbing that DB. You know what I'm saying? He can get there. Listen, he definitely got that Black Force, that Black Air Force energy. Don't get it fucked up. But at the same time, A.J. Brown's trying to be a better person. So the nature in him is to blow this whole shit up. Go up to Sirianni, Patullo, yell, you know what I'm saying? And again, I don't think he's 100% satisfied with sometimes what Jalen does because he almost reveals some information on $1 million worth of games. But again, I don't think this is much of a Jalen Hurts issue. I just think this is what this offense is. It's not good enough. It's not good enough to what it needs to be. And if it wasn't for Fangio being a defensive coordinator, we'd be all the way fucked right now. But nonetheless, A.J. Brown did something smart. You won't address the problem of this offense even if I come to you in private. I'm going to make it public. You're going to play the same song and dance over and over again, just like you did in 2023. We needed to make adjustments. You made no adjustments. So you won't listen. You won't do the right thing. I'm going to force you to do the right thing. You bothered me. You put me in distress about, You put me in distress. You irritate the fuck out of me. Because guess what? And here's the thing. Let's put things into perspective here. Let's hold the bullshit. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't even care, with the exception of Nikola Jokic. That's the only exception. Maybe Larry Fitzgerald, but even then, I think, you know what I'm saying? Everybody cares about their stats. If you think they don't, they're lying. When they tell you, they get up on that podium and they say the politically correct thing to do, oh man, I just care about this team winning. If you think a wide receiver, especially a wide receiver like A.J. Brown, who's quite arguably the best in the league, is cool with getting fucking 2 catches for 7 yards or not even cracking 1,000 yards when they know their ability can do so, can get to fucking 2,000, maybe 2,100. If you think that a wide receiver is going to sit up there and be like, you know what, you're winning, yeah, but you think Saquon's okay with getting fucking 2 yards a carry? Knowing that he damn well could fucking break. Come on now. Come on. So A.J. Brown is fighting every single natural thing for him to do, which is to explode. He's an expressive individual. And that's okay. Come on, you guys see it. That doesn't matter. He has a C on his chest. He's a human. And humans are built differently. Some people are more quiet and reserved. He's outspoken. He's like he's introverted, but he's outspoken. When he got a problem, he's going to say it. And when he gets to 10, he's at 10, and he don't know how to come out of it. So as a father, as a captain, as a man that's getting older, and as a Christian, he's trying to fight those innate urges to explode and go crazy. So what he did was smart. You can't walk around the issue now, because now I'm going to have every freaking blog, every news outlet, First Take, FS1, speak for yourself, speak for himself, speak on your own behalf. I'm going to get up, sit down, lay down, wake up, eyes closed, eyes open, every single news blog and show. ESPN, FS1, UPN, you pick a nigga, no, I'm playing. But you'll have everybody talking about it. And that's going to be the conversation for the whole week. So there's no more hiding anymore. There's no more playing this song and dance. We got a problem, and we got to address it now. So it's kind of like how Morgan Freeman went up to Matthew Broderick in Glory. He said, we need shoes, sir. He said, I'm getting on it. He said, no, we need it now. And I'm paraphrasing. AJ need the ball now. Not this force-feeding bullshit. And here's the thing. It's bigger than just A.J. Brown getting the ball. I hope you guys understand it. It's not about A.J. Brown getting the ball. And I know what you're going to say. Oh, you're an Eagles fan. Of course, you're moving the goalposts, but you got on Malik Neighbors. No, not the same situation. Malik Neighbors has not shown reserve yet. Malik Neighbors has not developed into the player that A.J. Brown is yet. Very talented guy, but he hasn't proved himself in that aspect yet. He just got here. He's a rookie first two-year player. He just got to the squad. Let him ingratiate himself in the league. Let him prove his worth. And once he do that, and he ain't getting the ball, then I got it. But prove yourself, work on yourself first. Develop and take and control the things you need to control first before pointing fingers at everybody else. Because if you don't have your shit together and you try to tell everybody else to have their shit together, it's just not going to work like that. So that's why I had a problem with Malik Neighbors, because it was two different scenarios. One is, I just, you can't outwardly complain after every freaking drive you're not getting the ball. AJ has proven himself time and time again in the biggest of moments. So whether or not you want to crown him as the best receiver or otherwise, he's him, and he's proven it. And everybody cares about their stats. What quarterback you think don't want to throw for 40, 50 touchdowns, 4K, 5K yards? That's ridiculous. Of course they do. Everybody cares about their stats. They don't. They're lying. Everybody want to be able to like, yo, you remember on September 3rd when I put up 150 yards and 3 touchdowns on your ass? We all got that kid in us that be like, that want to brag. They got the bragging rights. We're not going to say it publicly, but we damn sure be like, yo, you remember what you remember on November 3rd when I marched your ass? Remember the Thanksgiving game when I ran your ass over? We all want to be able to talk about that at the barbershops, at the crib, on the porch, smoking a cigar. We all want to talk about those things. It's natural. So when we do the song and dance about, yeah, I don't care. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. And not just for contract negotiations, because that's what you play. You play the game to be the fucking best. And statistics have to back it up. So Ocho's 100% right. And you guys are getting on A.J. Brown saying that A.J. Brown wants you to go ahead and leave. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Let the man be human. He didn't do nothing yet. But what he did do was he forced Sirianni Patullo, okay, you won't look at me, you won't listen to me, you're going to listen to me now. Because I'm this close to blowing up the whole spot. But I'm not going to say nothing because he's winning. And I'm trying to mature. I got that dog in me. Stay down. It's like that dog that sees its owner, but he want to bite the shit out of the person across. Like, stay down, boy. Stay down. And he got drool out of his mouth and shit. Stay down. Hey, Kenneth, relax. Kenneth, you like your tennis ball? You like tennis ball? And then, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that. You won't go crazy, but you're trying to mature. You're trying to grow up. So with all you guys saying that, why I deal with the media again, you don't have to deal with shit. You're not a player. You're a fan. You don't have to deal with shit. And guess what? Whether something happens or something doesn't happen, the media will always have something to try to say. There will always be a narrative. Always. Okay? So with that said, A.J. Brown, put Waka Flocka. That's not what I want. With that said, A.J. Brown. Good. Don't wait till we address it. Don't do this little song and dance. No, address it right now. It's a problem right now. Fix it. Or I'll fix it for you by bringing so much attention to you, you're going to suffocate. I can't breathe. That's what's going to happen. By the way, Patrick Johnson being in coverage was fucking hilarious. Hilarious. By the way, last thing. I want to give my credit to the Buccaneers. They're a good-ass football team. Baker Mayfield. I'm going to talk my shit as a fan. I'm going to say some crazy shit from time to time. But just know, Baker Mayfield, I have a ton of respect for you. As a person, I'm happy that you are finding your walk with God. I applaud you for that. And I applaud you for how you've been in such crazy situations. And here's the thing. There's a couple things I want to address. Number one, and I know I'm kind of scatterbrained, but I got to get this out. First and foremost, a lot of y'all keep complaining about, well, you know, we're a pass. You got to be a fast-first team now. Because here's the thing. Back in the day, y'all was bitching about Sirianni not running the ball. Now when Sirianni is running the ball, now it's, oh, Sirianni running the ball too much, man. Start passing again. It's like you guys got to make up your mind. Because here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with Saquon getting the ball a lot. Because you got to remember, it was we were from hell and back to try to get Sirianni to even run the ball in the first place. So now that Sirianni is running the ball, now we want to complain. Like, come on now, make up your minds. Because you have to run the ball. Saquon's too good for you not to give him the ball and give him a high amount of carries. It's how you do it. And at the end of the day, if the run isn't working, Saquon is a viable option in the passing game. This is a fact. And here's the thing. Mayfield, he threw an interception. Maybe not the greatest of decisions, but he showed a lot of moxie. And he's playing out of his mind. And a lot of y'all say, man, the Browns should have kept him. No. I don't think we would get this version of Baker Mayfield if the Browns kept him. I think the Browns win its course. The same with the Giants win its course with Saquon Barkley. And that's just what it is. It just was it was a match not made to be. And the Browns are a dysfunctional-ass organization, and Baker Mayfield has to go through these growing pains, had to kind of humble himself, and then look at him now. He's playing at an MVP level. Let's just keep it real. He's playing at an MVP level. Keep it all the way stacked. Justin Herbert threw 2 interceptions. I'm not counting him out the race just yet. But Baker Mayfield, you have my ultimate respect. I'm going to talk shit as a fan. I'm like, that's why Baker Mayfield didn't do X, Y, Z. But trust me, I have respect. Baker Mayfield, I got respect for you, brother. I'm dead ass serious. Bucky Irvin, you fumble, but you balled out. Bucky Irvin, respect for you. That do Amika Akuba, mad respect. Vita Vea, very underrated, but NFL fans know. Much respect to you. Much respect to the entire Buccaneers organization. And thank you so much for Todd Bowles for not being the hating ass nigga on the tush push. Like, you had our number. You definitely made some good adjustments in the second half. Some of it was self-inflicted wounds, but you know what, man? You a hell of a coach. And I genuinely wish, obviously not over the Eagles, but I want Mayfield and that football team to be as successful as possible. I'm actually rooting for you guys. So salute to Baker Mayfield and that entire Bucs organization. GG's, man. And if I'm a Buccaneer fan, don't even get upset about that. We need to talk about the Baltimore Ravens, sir. Real quickly, before I maybe do 10 minutes of a Steph Joyner podcast or something. Let's talk about Baker Mayfield. Sorry, we need to talk about the Ravens and the Chiefs. The Ravens, I'm going to be honest with you. When people ask me, is Lamar Jackson better than Jalen Hurts? I always hesitate with that question. In my honest opinion, if you were to honestly ask me, if I put Jalen Hurts in Baltimore, will they have the same results? No. Lamar Jackson has put up gaudy numbers in the pocket. He has made a tremendous stride, and every single year he gets better. He's competitive. He's a hard-ass worker. He is a leader. He seems like an outstanding guy. Off of the field, he's an easy guy you want to root for. Lamar Jackson is a perfect example. I like Lamar Jackson as a person and as a player. I fuck with Lamar Jackson 100%. No question about it. Much respect on my end. And so I told a lot of people about the Ravens. I said, the Ravens defense, you guys lost Geno Stone and Patrick Queen. Both of them you should have re-signed. At least Patrick Queen. You did not. And your defense is suffering because you got some good young guys. Nate Wiggins, that dude, that DT that's injured right now. Humphreys is not playing well as much as I thought he was going to. Malachi Stark just got in the league. You got to be patient with the guy. Kyle Hamilton is an elite player. Roquan Smith is Roquan Smith. They have some guys. And they're getting some more guys, undrafted free agents, some guys on the depth end of things. But honestly, and to grab Jair Alexander after all of them injuries, and then now they're putting Jair Alexander inactive, which is crazy. They're putting him as like a damn near like a healthy scratch. So here's the thing. I'll tell you what's wrong with the Baltimore Ravens. I said it before, and I'll say it again. First and foremost, I don't give a fuck that Derrick Henry fumbled twice. So Derrick Henry is a generational talent. You paid him all that money. The same way the Eagles are going to treat Saquon is the same way you guys should be treating Derrick Henry. So what if he fumbled twice? So what? Derrick Henry has a decline in skills. He just messed up at some key moments, and unfortunately, it just happened twice. Don't punish that man for it. Give him the fucking ball. If about week 6 happens and he's still fumbling the football, he's a shelf, then I get why you kind of will take care. Don't take care away from that man. That man is part of the offense. What makes the Ravens lethal, it's not just, here's the thing. Here's the problem with the Baltimore Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens, like I said before, on many times, I've argued with Baltimore fans. I've argued with Baltimore Ravens fans. I've argued with credentialed people from the media. And I will stand on this. I will stand 10 toes on this. Standing on business. I'll stand on this shit. All right? The Ravens with this wide receiver core keeps putting a band-aid on a gunshot wound. Rashad Bateman made tremendous strides. Pleasantly surprised me. But he's not a real number 2. He's a wide receiver 3, light 2 on most other teams. But again, very good football player, but he isn't a real number 2 just yet. I'm not convinced he's a number 2. Zay Flowers, poor man's really outstanding player, still needs to develop though. And I think he's a poor man's version of Devontae Smith. The same way Tracy McGrady is a poor man's version of Kobe Bryant. Somewhere in that realm. Very good player, not Devontae Smith good. Devontae Smith is a top 10 wide receiver in the NFL. Zay Flowers is a really good up-and-coming player who I think could be an elite star one day, but right now it's not his time. DeAndre Hopkins is a shell of himself. Mark Andrews is likely they're elite, but again, every quarterback need a wide receiver that's going to go down the field, and when you throw that motherfucker, they're going to come down with it. Is that Mark Andrews and Likely? No. Are they elite? Yes. Are they top 10 tight ends? Yes. But they're not a motherfucker that's like Lamar Jackson. If I need to, because what they're doing is they're treating Lamar Jackson like a drop back passer. And one, I don't think that's his game. He can do it, but it's not his game. Two, you're taking away an important part of the offense, which is, Lamar Jackson's explosive with the run, but we got to watch out for Derrick Henry. That's important to keep the defensive coordinator and the defense on their toes. You got to keep the threat alive. So for you not to even, you're looking at those two fumbles, you're saying, oh, the hell with Derrick Henry. What are you doing? You paid him all this money. He's a generational talent. He proved himself. Give him the fucking ball. So what if he fumbles? So who cares? Do it again. Give him the ball again. Why are you taking him out of key drive? I understand Justice Hill might be a better wide receiver out the backfield, but don't take him out like that. He's important to this offense. Leave him in the fucking game. Give him the ball. But the Ravens defense is not good. And like I said, two things I said that is proven right so far. One is Patrick Queen and Geno Stone leaving was a huge blow to this defense. Huge. And they have not replaced those guys. Their presence is missed. And some of y'all say, well, Patrick Queen wasn't that. I don't give a fuck. When I watched Patrick Queen and I watched what he did in that playoffs, he mattered. He was very instrumental. Out of all the teams that they had, I felt like the best chance they had to win a Super Bowl was when they went up against the Chiefs in the AFC Championship when they had Odell Beckham. That was their most complete team. When they lost that, I'm like, so one or two things is going to have to happen. Baltimore's got to seriously address this wide receiver issue for real. Not just put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound by getting DeAndre Hopkins, who's a shell of himself, and relying on Zay Flowers, who still needs to develop. He's not ready to be a number one yet. And Rashad Bateman, who's a number 3 on most teams and a light number 2. And Mark Andrews and Likely, who are, again, elite tight ends, but not good enough for me to just rely on them on the offense. It's not good enough. You got to go get some real fucking wideouts. You got to go get some killers. Some killers. Killer! You gotta go get some killers, man. And that's just what it is. And until the Baltimore Ravens decide to do that, Baltimore will continue to run to the issue. And as long as they act like that Patrick Queen and Geno Stone signing wasn't a fumble, because it was. No pun intended, but it was a huge fumble. Letting both of those guys go, huge fumble on that Baltimore organization. And look, they're scrambling. Those two presences and that defense is extremely missed, and you're watching in real time. By the way, this is why Pat Mahomes is my favorite player of all time. Look what happens when you give him one receiver. I'm telling you right now, Xavier Worthy, that's a motherfucker you could throw up to, and he gonna grab it. I seen it myself because I seen it last year, and I seen it in the Super Bowl. That man was torturing the fuck out of us. Xavier Worthy's gonna be a very, very good player. That's the motherfucker. He throw it up there. He will catch it. And then when that dude Rice come back from the suspension, watch out. All Mahomes needed was one receiver. And look at the difference in the offense. He just needed one receiver back. Look at the difference. Mahomes was torturing motherfuckers. But what, 7 minutes in the fourth quarter. And by the way, I don't appreciate y'all trying to assassinate Lamar Jackson's character about him sitting out with the hamstring. Lamar Jackson is a competitor at the end of the day. That man don't give up on the team. And I'm an Eagles fan. Lamar don't do that. Don't do that shit to Lamar, bro. Lamar a competitor at the end of the day. Don't do that shit, bro. Lamar's a competitor. Lamar not the type of dude that's going to sit. Nah. Lamar competes. So I don't like how y'all try to assassinate that man's character like that, because one thing about Lamar that you cannot deny, he's a competitor to the very end. And that's one thing you cannot question about Lamar Jackson whatsoever. All right? And that's all I got to say. Boy, this was a long one. Oh, boy. But nah, all jokes aside, this was a long one for sure. But I had a lot of fun. I hope whoever the fuck watched this wasn't many, maybe one person, if that. Hope you guys enjoyed it, man. I sure did. Eagles are 4-0, so we gotta look positive. But I'm glad AJ did what he did, because now they can't run from this issue anymore. Now they gotta address it, because that's all the media is gonna be talking about for the next week until we face the next game against the Broncos. So that's when I will see you guys. My birthday's coming up on Thursday, so wish me a happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. That wasn't great because, my voice is gone. It's gone. It's over. It's over. It's gone. But anyway, I'm going to be 26 this Thursday. And the first game. So here's the thing. So Saturday, we're going to try to stream the Alabama and Vanderbilt game. Can't make no promises, but we're going to try. We're going to try to stream the Miami-Florida State game. No promises on that. I will stream the Broncos and the Eagles game. That is a fact. That is one thing that I will do. Unfortunately, we don't have time. Tomorrow, highlights. We're going to do highlights. Wednesday, I might record some music or do some skits because I haven't done those in a long time. One of the two, maybe both. I don't know. But Tuesday, we're just all about highlights. And then we might watch, we might fucking stop stuttering. That'd be a great idea. We might watch the Seth Joyner podcast for a little bit on Tuesday, watch a bunch of NFL highlights and stuff. And I honestly, I tried to watch the Cowboys and the Packers game, which ended up being a 40-40 tie, which is fucking insane. Dak Prescott had a great day. Listen, credit is due and credit is due. Listen, I'm an Eagles fan, but listen, he played his ass off. And the Packers did a really good job. The Cowboys did a really good job against Michael Parsons as well. But yeah, that's all I got to say. I'm out of here. Peace!